This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so. Amen. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahushai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth of sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 7, is that reports are coming in how the U.S. military declassified a video, a bombshell video as they call it, all right, of a chariot, a so-called UFO, flying over Mosul, Iraq, okay? They're calling it the Mosul Orb, all right? And it was released by the U.S. military, all right, because they recorded it on their spy cameras, okay? And this is spiritual because this is where Yahushua and the angels are going to meet these nations, all right, these heathens, military, all right, in the midst of World War III, okay? This is where Yahushua is going to judge them. That's why when the scriptures say in Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh, right? And that's what we're doing, you know, the hopeful elect. All right, those that believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, we're just waiting on the Lord, all right? We're not carnal, all right? We're not in a paramilitary mindset, even though Esau and his media will try to paint it that we are because of these pseudo-Hebrew Israelites, all right, these dum-dums, all right? But, hey, it is what it is because scriptures talk about persecution, okay? But if you believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, all you have to do, all right, is teach the word and stay spiritual, okay? Because he's, all right, moving everything according to his will because prophecy has to be fulfilled, all right? And it's not a coincidence that there are chariot sightings in that region, in the so-called Middle East, because the angels, okay, have been instructed to gather these nations, okay, for the grand finale, all right, the war to end all wars, right? And that's why you're seeing the beginning stages of World War III, because it's all going to lead to Yahushai's return, and of course the nuclear missiles flying. You know what, let me get the scriptures where it says loose the four angels, because that's why you're seeing chariot sightings all throughout the so-called Middle East, which is West Asia or the Levant. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 9, verse 13. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before the Most High, 14, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. Okay? And so these angels have been loosed, and they have been instructed by the Lord to do what? All right? 15. And the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men, right? And the third part of men, it's talking about Esau, Edom, all right? The so-called white man, all right? Because their nation's going to get the full, all right, force of judgment. There's going to be a heavy depopulation of Edomite men, okay, in this war, okay? But the point is, the angels have been loosed to make sure all this is happening. And that's why there's chariot sightings, okay, which I'm about to show. And this goes to show you that, hey, this is all playing into the Lord's imminent return. Because Revelation chapter 1, verse 7, which I just brought out, okay, where's the Lord going to appear? Well, let's finish this right here. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. Then I'm going to play the clip. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. You see that? Because why? For my determination is to gather the nations. All right? And the Lord has summoned the angels to gather these nations, especially the Edomites, the so-called white race, into that region. Okay? That's why the American military will never leave. Okay? In fact, I got the scripture right here, Joel chapter 2, verse 20, but I will remove far off from you the northern army. Right, this northern army is talking about America, Babylon the Great. Okay? And that's why you're seeing the American military constantly engaging, all right, in conflicts in that region. All right? Like Donald Trump, look, I mean, come on, did y'all forget what Donald Trump, okay, did to the Iranians? All right, and now he's talking with them JJs because they're gonna go again. All right, but how I'm gonna type this: how many U.S. bases in the Middle East? There you go. There are 19 U.S. military facilities across the Middle East. 19, and this is what they're telling us. You know, there's more. With 8 considered permanent bases, according to the Council on Foreign Relations. Permanent bases. So again, they're not going. So this whole notion that, oh, Donald Trump was voted to bring peace, all right, to pull back the troops, you stupid MAGA, if you believe that, if any of you believe that bullshit, it's total lies. This is permanent bases because it's the will of the Lord to make sure that the American military is there for their judgment. According to the Council, so let me get back to what this AR overview says. There are at least 19 U.S. military facilities across the Middle East, with 8 considered permanent bases. That's, again, Joel chapter 2, verse 20. But I will remove far off from the northern army. Right. That's why the American bases in the Middle East, all right, they're there permanently because it's the will of the Lord. And I will drive him in a land barren and desolate. Clearly, that is talking about, all right, the so-called Middle East, all right, West Asia. Because because here's another thing. You know, you people got to get your maps in order, man. Just because, all right, the so-called white man says Middle East, is that accurate? Okay? Is that accurate? Okay? Because what I see here is these countries are all connected to Asia. Okay? All connected. Even Europe. Europe's all connected to the continent of Asia. This is all the continent of Asia. All right? But you know the so-called white man, he loves to create division and move the landmarks and create all this confusion. So he'll say this is the so-called Middle East. This is Europe. Okay? But if you look at it in accuracy, this is all Asia. All Asia. And the Lord said, what did he say about Asia? Hold up. This is second Esdras 16. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. There you go. Okay? Asia. So that's damn near, okay, the bulk of the population, all right, in the Eastern Hemisphere, for the most part, okay? Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. There you go. 2, gird up your sackcloths with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. You see that? All right, so get ready for a draft, because the Lord has to judge, all right, a lot of people. And a lot of people are going to be judged in this final war, which we're in the beginning stages of it, all right, which clearly shows the Lord's about to make his imminent return. Okay? So your children are being drafted so the Lord can judge them. So back to Joel chapter 2, verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, which is talking about America. Okay, this is not talking about Russia. All right? When it talks about the northern nation is in Jeremiah. I believe it's in Jeremiah 50, and that's talking about Russia. I have it right here. Yeah, the north. Jeremiah 50 and 3. For out of the north there cometh a nation against her. Right. So this is talking about Russia. All right. Which will make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove. They shall depart, both man and beast. Right. That's another thing. Not only is Yahweh and the angels coming to judge the American military in the Levant, the Lord is going to make sure that the Russians lob nukes into America, Babylon the Great. So this place is through, man. Okay? This place is through. All right, but this is just to quantify. There's a difference. When you see north here, this is talking about Russia. But when you see north here, this is talking about America, Babylon the Great. All right, which makes so much sense. This is talking about America. All right? Because right here it says, with his face toward the east sea and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. Right, the east sea represents the Euphrates River. Okay? Which in Revelation chapter 9, verse 14, right? The angels have been loosed, all right? The angels were loosed from the Euphrates River, the great Euphrates River, all right? Meaning they're stirring up that region, okay? Making sure that all the military troops are there, especially America, Babylon the Great, okay? And his so toward the east sea, and his hinder part, meaning his backside, all right, toward the utmost sea. Let me see what the correct, when it says hinder part, what is the actual correct Hebrew word, hinder part? Shawap. This is a sha. No, this is the sa. Excuse me. This is a sa. Salakia. This is a sa. This is a wa. This is a pa. Sawap. And it means end. Right, the backside, the end of. Okay? Which is spiritual in itself, because this is the end of when these military personnel, they're being put in that region, all right, because this is going to be the end of America's rulership. That's why they're being put in that region. And it's in the part toward the utmost sea, right? And the utmost sea represents the Red Sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things. Right. So you're going to be judged because you've done some wild stuff. Look at it's today is 4th of July. And you got everybody celebrating this bullshit. Okay, even though 4th of July, when you go into that time period, that history, them Confederate soldiers and the American people were being oppressive to the indigenous people that were here first, okay, and mainly Judah through slavery, okay, and Northern Kingdom, and Gad and Reuben, which represent the Northern Kingdom, because they went into slavery too, okay. So, but here it is, these idiots, these dumbasses, celebrating 4th of July, okay. And that's why the Lord's going to judge this place. There's all a bunch of lies. Jake Ben is being oppressed, but yet they're saying that this is when we got our freedoms and our liberties. All right? And you people don't got no freedoms and liberties here in America. They've been taking your rights away left and right. All right? And something's going to happen where they're going to take more rights away. Okay? But yeah, so let's play this video. Okay? This is in Mosul, Iraq. Oh, just a side note. I've been here. I used to transport insurgents to the prison site. I call it house site in Mosul. All right. I used to when I was in because I was stationed in Talafar, Iraq, and we used to grab insurgents and then transport them to Mosul so they can get their Esau's form of judgment, Because sometimes they'll keep them there or they'll send them to Abu Ghraib. But yeah, so let me play this. So you really couldn't see it. So they had to change the lenses. But now you're going to see it. Boom. There it is. They'll change it again. Boom. There it is. See that? They're going to do it again. They're going to blow it up. Boom. Look at that. Yeah, man. This is the curse, man. Hey, let me get that. Hey, we're almost out of here, man. The Lord is showing out, man. The angels are moving. They're doing spectacular things, all in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Zechariah chapter 5, verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Verse 2. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Right. I believe when you go into this size, it's like the size of a bus. Okay. If you go to the dimensions, go to NLT version. Yeah, 30 feet long and 15 feet wide, right? And that's pretty much what you saw, okay, from this video, okay? And these are the chariots. These are angels. When Yahushai comes, oh, man, all eyes shall see him, as it says in Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. But there it is, okay? A nice size, all right, like the size of a bus, okay? A roll there, and you know, doing the bidding of the Lord. So this is Yappa stuff, man. We're almost out of here. So we got an air support too. So this should be not brothers and sisters shouldn't be worried. Whatever this devil does, we got air support. We got an air force. Okay, Esau's done. Oh, yeah, and then they built this space force. Excuse me. Then they built this space force. Like, bro, that space force ain't gonna do shit. So, you know what? Let me get because you see it was going. It looked like it was coming from the clouds, and the scriptures talk about he makes his chariots, you know, as the clouds. So let me get that Psalm 104. Is it 3? Right here. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots. Right. That's why you couldn't see it the first time, because it's blending in, okay, with the clouds. Okay. And sometimes it even it disguises itself as a clouds. You know, these chariots can change. Who walketh upon the wings of the wind. There you go. Oh, look, 4. Who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers of flaming fire. Right. Okay. So the angels are terrestrial. Okay. No, excuse me. The angels are celestial and we're terrestrial. Okay, because celestial. What is celestial? Definition. Position relative to the sky or outer space as observed. Right. Celestial. Belonging or relating to heaven. There you go. All right. The spiritual world. Okay, that's what I wanted to find. That's the definition of celestials, belonging or relating to heaven. Okay. While we're terrestrial. Okay. So that's why that whole, you know, breakdown of generation 6, the Nephilim, and the angels had sex with the women on the earth. It's all lies. It's bullshit. All right. It's Esau's madness. Okay. Disinformation. That's Esau's madness. Disinformation. Okay. So Let me bring this out one more time. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, right? And this is why the Lord is gathering all those nations in the so-called Middle East, so he could judge them all at once. And they also, which pierced him, right? This goes to show you reincarnation is real. All right? It's talking about the Roman soldiers. All right? I believe there was 2. All right? That afflicted the Lord. So they're going to get their judgment. Now, I personally believe these 2 Roman soldiers are in the Secret Service or in the military, in the American military leadership. That's just me. Okay? And they're going to get their judgment. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. Right? When you go to the word wail, it's kopto, which means to cut, strike, smite. To cut from, cut off. So the Lord is about to cut and strike these heathens. That's why he's gathering them in that region. Okay? Especially the American military. All right? Because he's going to judge them there all at once. As it says in Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. We'll finish it off. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms over there in the Levant, okay, in the so-called Middle East, West Asia, to pour upon them my indignation, right, righteous hatred, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. There you go. So the Lord is bringing that fire, okay? So Lord willing, is less edifying. This is a good one too. Check it out. Check it out. You're going to see it come again. Look at that. Slow motion. Slow motion. Boom. It's real, man. Okay? This is from the military. Okay? Straight from the top. Straight from the U.S. military. They let this video loose because it's time, man. It's time. Everything's being revealed according to the will of the Lord. All right? So we're almost out of here. And that's why this devil's coming out with great wrath. So, Lord willing, let's edify. I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the 4 corners of the earth, risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. To the fuses that are watching, keep studying. When you pray that cover Shalom.